Alright folks, and with that, Completithon 2021 will be kicking off. We have Untitled Chapter with Metal Gear Solid Integral, 100% easy. It's finally time. It's all yours. Take it away.
Yeah, wonderful. Just checking in that we're actually visible also on the Twitch stream, which I don't right now, but as soon as we are, of course, we can start with the game and the chat. So, folks, for people that only hear my voice, my name is Houses, HAU5Test. I'll be your commentator for today. And Il Pazo, as you can see on screen, will actually play the game. We managed to put it up so he can fully focus on the game, and I will only talk through the stuff. We're both world record holders, by the way. He's going to do it for alternate round 100%, or basically all bosses, and I have a few any percent of them. Why not? And then, I would say, since Paz is ready, we are all good to go. Take it away, and then I explain the game. Right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are playing Metal Gear Solid 1, not the console version that released in 1998, but we are going to play the PC version, which was ported over 2 years later as the so-called Integral re-release. And we are going through 100%. We don't really have 100% officially yet, because the game doesn't have a tracker, but we defined it ourselves as a community. So what we're going to see is usually an extension of the all bosses category, where we of course fight all the bosses and finish the game. But additionally also we want to collect all the codex, and of course we want to get all the weapons and items that we can get in the game. Right on the docks already, we are starting with our cigarettes in our backpack and of course with our binoculars. And we already have one codec in the system by a cloner that helped us set up the mission. And as you can see right now, Paz is running around in the docks and getting a lot of alerts, which is unusual. Most people that play the game, of course, want to not be detected. And we will see that he will go over and over again to get more and more alerts. And there's actually a very cool tag inside the game here. As long as the credits roll, the elevator that we need to take up after like 2 minutes won't be delayed. So we can take as many alerts as we want. The game will not delay the internal script. And why do we want all these alerts? It's very simple. At the end of the game, roughly, after like half an hour, a little bit more maybe, we will get our PAL key shot out of our hand. And if we have too few alerts, the rat will eat that. And we found out if we have enough alerts, we can actually force this event not to happen, and the actual key will land in the ditch. We'll talk about that again when it comes time to this, but just quickly explained, we definitely do want all of these alerts. We are soon about done. This should be the last one. Our favorite Jeremy Blaustein credit is coming in. That is roughly 10 seconds before we actually need to take the elevator. Because as soon as the credits stop, then we can actually delay that. And we of course want to go out of this level as soon as possible. And here comes the elevator. There's something very cool that you can do if you're playing it on PC or on console. You can just lean against this wall and knock in order to distract the guard. Usually he goes out, looks left and right, and he will definitely spot you. But if you knock, he will only go to the right, and you can very simply go up here on the elevator. And as it does it also, he gets an extra alert here for free. Usually if you alert, you can't go on this elevator, but you're quick enough, you are on the elevator and already are going up. And then you're still going to alert here for free. We also have a new codec, by the way, which you already skipped here. A major difference between the console and the PC version. We can actually skip codecs here and save a lot of time. We don't need to mash through them. And also we have a new contact now in our contact list. And of course also already we picked up a new weapon here, which is the chaff grenades. So that makes the first one. From up here we have another codec call from Master Miller, our guide, and now manually, based on the codec number that we have, we also go to another helper, Natasha Romanenko. That makes 4 out of, I think, 7. From here on out, it's usually the same category as it is with all bosses for a little while, because there's not much we can pick up the whole time. So we are moving now throughout the tank hangar. A very simple level, but it can definitely mess you up. You want to go through as fast as possible to take an elevator down. And of course, there's guards in our way that we need to distract. So what Paz will do is he will use one of the chaffs that he has and throw them in a distinct corner of a box. And that will set up so the guard will walk to the right side of the box. We can quickly go behind the box and directly into the elevator. So as we see, he's cooking it early, throwing it against the box. The guard would usually walk straight up to the elevator, but with the distraction here, he goes to the right and we have enough time to quickly go down to B1. if you wanted to do an 80% run, which I mean, we don't do here, right? It's completely fun, 100%, right? But if you wanted to, here would be the split point, because you can also do a very fun glitch with this vents here. We're still going to do that later though, in order to skip a certain codec. But let's not talk about skips here. We're going through the level endgame, as expected of course, so we will see the next coming up. Cell fight, guard rush, whatever you want to call it. Few people storm the room and we need to defend
Prison
ourselves.
slaughter.
Prison slaughter, guard assimilation, whatever you want. Absolutely. And again, I can only recommend if you want to pick up the PC version, buy yourself version on GOG. And for me personally, for example, the biggest argument is still like, hey, you can skip all of these codecs with just one button press, no button mashing at all. Well, also in our community, we are actually going to discuss right now if we want to maybe use turbo just for codecs. And Pazo just showed us a little vent glitch here, which you can also perform on the bats. Basically, the cool thing about Snake is that he stands up where his feet are. So if you go into little gaps here with your legs, you will actually stand up out of bounds. Of course, right now we're going to pick up the next weapon that we have here, weapon number 2, which is the So Calm, which you use, of course, in order to assimilate all of these guards.
I'm telling you, shoot!
In this fight, usually you want to stand right in this corner here, because it's very easy to get the oncoming guards. They will also stand immediately still, so they all pile up on one big pile here. You don't really need to aim. Every time the third guard dies, he drops more ammunition, of course, and that's always what we need for the next round. Later, for our boss that's falling up very quickly after this one, we can use the circumstrap, and then we want to keep as many shots as possible, or we're going to use grenades, which is a bit more tricky, but also faster, so I'm sure knowing Kazo, he would do, of course, the fast way. And that was the guard rush. So moving on here from B1, we're actually going down one more level, because we still don't know where to go. We, in the story-wise at least, have still, in order to find the other VIPs that we need to rescue here. One already died off camera, you didn't see that, and the second one is here in the level 2. But as a preparation, we need to actually grab the C4 here in order to break through some walls, and also what we want to do is in the next room, we're gonna grab some grenades. With these grenades, we're gonna carefully but distinctively kill an enemy, but not the Baker VIP. And another very cool fun fact, as long as you have Russians on your body, you won't die from the damage. And we actually use that right now in order to explode ourselves through the wall to pass on to the next level as fast as possible. Alright, here's a grenade fight against Ocelot. Careful, it's very fast.
I understand.
And that's it, perfect. 2 grenades, exactly what we need for the easy difficulty. One of the fastest bosses in the game, but trust me, this is tricky. Now we're moving on, because now we have a first card, level 2 card, and we can go actually to the next building here. But we need to call somebody first, and that is the Marrow contact, which we will add to our contact list very soon. Before that, of course, we have to make our way back here throughout the armory. We will come back though for at least one more trip. Now, remember the vent glitch that I explained earlier? We will actually do this right now here. If you were doing just all bosses, we don't need to call Meryl in order to pass through the door, because we can actually walk out of bounds, we don't need to wait for the lasers, and quickly leave. But this is 100%, so we want to have her contact on our list. And also, we want to grab more stuff, like this SOCOM suppressor, which will automatically be equipped. So now all of our SOCOM shots are actually silenced. I tell you, from somebody who does not grab that item usually, it sounds very weird. As you can see, yep, very quickly we align ourselves in the vent, we just look up and then stand up, and funnily enough, Snake stands where his feet are, and that is out of bounds. And you can do that both on console and on PC. But let's not talk about glitches. We want to talk, of course, about fighting, and the M1 tank fight is the one that's next up right now. This is a very different start here. We want to throw chaff in order to not get shot. We still need to crouch here, so when we get shot, the bullet lands, of course, against this hill, and then we need again 2 grenades. 1 per guard in order to get them out of here. That's the first one. Now we align ourselves with the tank, wait for a little cutscene, and throw the next one, and that is already the tank fight. There you go. Perfectly timed. We can grab more grenades here, and then we're good to go. That was the M1 tank fight. Very clean. Good stuff. Alright, so we're in the next building now. The new building. And this room is very particular. Usually the game would introduce us now to Natasha Romanenko, but we already had that event happen. But unfortunately, we still have to take this call, which we did like ourselves a little bit. So in order to go through as fast as possible, we need to distract the guard that's here. We're gonna grab the chaff grenades in the corner because we need them later. And then as soon as we can, we're gonna throw this guard here. Let's get through as fast as possible for the first trip. We will come back later though and see a different strat. And let me tell you, that is a fun one. Moving on. We need to prepare a little bit for the next boss and also for a new challenge. You're gonna grab the Nikita weapon, which we needed in order to the B level to skip the electro floor basically. Well, we don't skip it really, we just need to solve it. We need to turn off the power. So quickly grab that bit of extra ammunition. We're gonna use this weapon also later for a boss fight. And then we're all good to go. Onwards to B2. So in this game, on the PC version, which I haven't explained yet, you didn't see Pazzo use any point in time the weapons menu. He doesn't need to menu to any weapon, he just equips them. That works because we have hotkeys, and as we saw right now in an instance, he switched very quickly between weapons. There's a very cool trick that we just found a few weeks ago, and actually it is used in order to let Snake move onwards. Despite of course the awesome display here of the Nikita usage, we can skip a few segments, especially right now in this level, where we would usually be forced to stand still, but because of really enough the weapon switching and the animation, we can continue moving and actually run through this level faster than as if we would just needed to wait. So watch again. In the next room. In the next room, it's going to switch weapons again and doesn't need to stand still. It's a little bit closer to the door already and can leave this one next. Not so now, after this cutscene, which you can't skip sadly, there's another one where we would need to stand still. So we're gonna use again a weapon switching and just move on and actually finish this passage, I guess, even faster. And after that, it's already time for the next boss fight, the ninja.
Now, make
The ninja fight is really not much to explain, basically, just fighting well. You want to, of course, give him 2 punches and the kick, the so-called PPK, in order to go through the phases as fast as possible. We start first with 2 PPKs, and if you can also use the weapon switching in order to move through the room. But he got caught at the corner, sadly. We can make it so you're actually even closer, because this cutscene would force you to stand still, but again, with weapon switching, we could be a little bit closer to him and initiate damage even earlier. It's no problem though, this is just a few seconds. And again, usually we want to give him like 3 PPKs, and then after that we need to move a little bit away, because after the 3rd time, it's gonna jump up and hunt a few. There we go, we're gonna walk out our way, and then continue on. 2 more times, and then we should go to the 3rd phase, where we will basically hide and seek, literally going invisible out of the way. So here's now 7 different positions where the ninja can land. It's actually 6, I'm sorry. And let's hope it's lucky and we actually close to him. First one is already on the opposite side of the room, not that close. There's 2 more chances that the ninja can be very nice to us. Right next to us, very nice.
Where are you looking?
And that is, that's the furthest corner in the room. Oh, wait. I didn't hear something. There he is, okay. Time for the second to last phase. This time the ninja will also teleport a little bit between us. We can manage, if we time it well, in order to save some time, that the ninja teleports in between our PPKs. That would save us time, especially because there is, after the 4th one of these PPKs, a very long conversation, which we can skip only in easy if we deal enough damage. So let's see if it works out. His reaction there. And if we come out right, we will not get the so-called bone and sinew down. Yep, there we go. Very nicely done. Not lost 12 seconds extra here just from him talking. And now on the final phase, we literally just need to be in 3 locations and shoot him once. There we go. And that's the ninja fight. Excellent work. So far, I would say, yes, a very good run. Now, after this fight, we need to find Meryl. We already called her beforehand, but also we need her now in order to move on. But before that, we need to grab a few items again. So let me check my list quickly so I'm not wrong. So after this fight, we want to grab the gas mask, which could be useful already, but it's the easy difficulty right now here. We don't need that long actually. But regardless, this is 100%, so we definitely want to grab this one in order to have another item in our inventory. And also in this room is the stun grenade. And the bomber is another weapon, of course, which we'll use also in the next boss fight coming up. It makes it very easy. Mantis. But of course, before we go to Mantis, we need to go to Meryl first. In the next room also, we're gonna grab another item again, which will be the first, of course, the iconic cardboard box. In total, there's 3 in this game. This is the first position, and we're gonna grab the other ones a little bit later down the road.
Don't move. Okay, let's go. I know this place better than you. I'll be point man. Follow me.
So up to this point, in the
That's
PC
strange. There's
version,
no
we've
guard.
fought all of these bosses
happened to the
legitimately.
music?
Basically the same way
I'll
that
keep
we
a
would do
lookout.
also on console.
Make sure you're ready,
And
okay?
here in the PC version, the Mantis Fight, just to explain it a little beforehand, is a little bit different because there's no Hideo screen. You know, when your screen goes dark and the words Hideo appear on the corner. So that allows us to set up a little bit of a different strat when we start this fight, so we can actually continue on better. Because again, with how these enemies work, we want to put as much damage in them as we can. And here's a little section where we hopefully skip one phase of this boss. Right now we start here with this cutscene. We throw a stun in order to basically stun Meryl as fast as possible to actually start the fight. And of course we also grab here a little bit of ammunition and ration. Of course another item that we also need to have everything complete. So we're gonna do first 3 damage bullets here, as you can see. First one, going to the left.
Oh, weird.
There. It missed, sadly. We can use triangle in order to track the boss here, which is very good. And now he goes over to the next phase. We want to deal 7 shots of damage in total, and then throw 1 grenade at Mantis in order to skip the first phase of Meryl. So Meryl would actually just stand up and then immediately fall down again. Saves a good chunk of time. Let's see if it works out. As soon as Meryl stands up, she should fall down again. And there we go. Also, Pazzo moved a little bit closer again with this weapon switching glitch, which also works in these instances. And with the cutscene, Snake will also automatically turn over to Meryl. And I think the distance is just right, so Pazzo can throw a grenade right into the face of Meryl, so she immediately falls down again. Yep, perfect. We wouldn't need to throw her, but throwing is a bit of a slow animation. We need to walk to her, so just throwing a grenade can be a little bit faster. Now it's time again for the hide and seek phase. I'm gonna try to throw a grenade right into the face of Mantis. And there we go, and then just we need to deal a few more shots, and then Mantis is down. Cool thing is that it's actually standing still here, so we don't need to track him through the room. And there we go, that is the Mantis Fight. Brilliant. Thankfully, we don't need to do the thing that we need to do on console, where we switch the controllers. The PC version only demands from us that we use the attack key on the keyboard. We don't even need to use the full keyboard. So what we did is actually allow that on controllers, we use the square button literally as the control button, for example in my case, or any other keyboard button that you want to use in order to attack. So that way we can continuously play just with the gamepad. And here in this cave again, we're going to see another instance of the so-called vent glitch. And Pazzo actually will go out of bounds here with a little box. We stand up on this little hillside, and then there's a little of no hit detection, where we can go out of bounds.
Hold on.
And I think we lost a little bit of track. Go up higher and then right. That should be good to go, yep. If we do it right, and if we position ourselves right, we can also skip a little dialogue here.
This place is mine.
Yes, it worked. So usually Meryl would say something to us here like, I thought you were good with dogs, but we found out, again, through this weapon switching, that we continuously move despite this cutscene, and that we can automatically move to the trigger that puts us into this next room. Yeah. It's out of bounds, and even with the radar, which does not work in this room, we don't know where we are necessarily, so it really comes down to counting a few steps there. And now, of course, Meryl shows us her favorite trick, which I think is very cool. She does it very well, but it doesn't help us really, because we gotta do a few inputs which are frame perfect in order to skip all of these mines here, and we don't need to do any of these. So watch very closely what Paz will do. Needs a lot of experience. Yeah. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have a bit of tech issue right now. We need to wait a few seconds. As soon as Paz is ready, he will stop the game and we try to figure it out as soon as possible. We can hear you, yeah. New. A little bit of tech backend here. We need to just quickly restart probably the viewer, and as soon as we can, we will continue the run. As always, as it is with new tech, sometimes it just doesn't want to work the way we want it to. I see movement on screen.
Is it back?
We need to wait a second.
Okay.
I can see Pazo again.
Okay, 3.
Second says we're back,
2,
and then we can continue in 3,
1,
2.
go.
Alright, and here we are again back. So, you probably missed this, Sadie. So, the whole trick is you just hold up. You don't need to follow any of the steps of Metal, you literally hold up on the D-pad. It's that easy. Right now, we're gonna throw a few stuns here at the dogs, which is not nice, but they're also not nice to us, so it's just fair that we can quickly move past them here and basically point a flashlight at them. Then we move through this little vent section and we're good to go. Hazel, can you move your microphone a little bit?
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you very much. Alright, so we just saw Wolf 1, she shot down Meryl. In order to fight the Wolf, we need to have the PSG-1. But here's the thing with the PC version of this game. We want to have the PSG-1 anyway, because there's a very inherent trick about the animation with the PSG-1. If you get out this gun, I'll explain it now, so we don't need to talk about it later. If you get out the PSG-1, you lie down automatically. You do this on PC, you do this on console. But the cool thing is, with PC version, while this animation is playing, we can switch to another weapon. And that interrupts this animation. This is only possible thanks to the hotkey system and how it is working on PC version. And that gives us invincibility. Literally a god mode exploit, which is why we also call it GME. There's 2 variations there with different effects, and as soon as we come to those effects, we'll explain them. But just so know, on PC only, we have this very cool thing, which actually makes the part from this game on now, the game from this part on now, almost a joke, because we can do a lot of fun stuff now. You literally can't get hurt. But before we get there, we need to go to the armory and grab it as fast as possible. But I'm sure, of course, our man Pazzo knows exactly what he needs to do in order to not get detected. You will not get detected, I hope.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Not in the mood. So let's see how this works. Okay, first is done. And he immediately alerts. Oh no, that's not a reset actually. We actually do this the whole time here because we have the stuns. Stuns in this game are just overpowerful. They work on the complete room. And the cool thing is that also if you time it right here, the elevator stays open. There's no locking off. Usually there's other strats where we need to go in, throw only 1 stun, and then come back and wait for the elevator. That can mess up a bit of time because it can come down fast or slow. And with this strat here, we don't need to wait at all because the elevator door actually stays open. Makes things a bit more secure. And now we have the PSG-1, and now we can do all the fancy tricks that we can only do on PC. The first thing that we can do here, for example, and yes, we have another weapon that we added now to our arsenal, of course also with the PSG-1. We have 2 weapons now, out of 10. And I think there's only 1 more about to come. Always remember, this is 100%, so we need to grab all those items that we usually don't pick up. But yeah, in the beginning of the run, you could see that he was doing like a little crouch animation, and that is basically what he did. He went 0 in order to equip the PSG-1, and then another weapon to stop it. In a new building now, we do something that only was available first in the test, but through some good practice, also humans can perform this trick. And it's literally timing your chaff throw precisely so it distracts the guards up there in order to have him look to the right, and then we can throw him down as you saw. Brilliant move. And now I gotta be a little bit quiet in a second, just to explain it. Passive will go into this guard mode exploit and then move out of bounds. This guard mode exploit also allows us to walk past door triggers. So actually, instead of going through the room again as we did before, this time we go a different path outside. There we go. Brilliant. And immediately we run into the Wolfman fight. So what we need to do is, I think, 5 shots on her. And if she's nice, she does not hide behind the pillar. So far, so good. Open field. She did not even retaliate yet. Let's see, another chance here. And if he's fast, he gets here while she's standing up. And he did. Brilliant fight. Not missed any chance there. Congratulations. That was one of the best wolf ones we've seen so far.
Thank you.
There we go, we went out of bounds again, 7 steps down right, and now we are faster as if we would walk normally. We get captured now, and usually we would not do the following part. Like usually, to be fast, we give up as soon as possible in the torture room. Well, this is 100%, and also if we don't give in to the torture, we both get the mirror landing, but also another item for completion. We want to have the bomb that Asura puts in our inventory. But before that, of course, we have to mash circle a little bit.
How did you like that? Shall we go again?
Another cool thing, in case you didn't know, you can continue to give yourself life back again even after the torture stops for just a few seconds, so you have a little bit of an advantage for the next round.
Not finished yet.
And there we go, that was the first out of 2 rounds that we need in order to basically survive the torture and get the good ending. In this room here, Johnny will literally just walk around. Sadly, we can't do anything way to improve the timing here. In any percent, if you skip a large portion of the game and go directly into this room, the game would think that we already survived the first round of the torture. And there we could save a little bit of time. Tactiles is a little issue again, so we're gonna pause just very quickly. Nope. Okay, good. Then just immediately starting. We're good to go. Yeah, it's working.
Okay,
Continue.
it's working.
There we go. So yeah, in this room we literally need to wait, can't do much, but hey, it's all for good cause. We're gonna save the girl, why not? Some runners like to practice a little bit, some others don't do anything, and then there's people like us that literally just want to annoy Johnny. He just takes so long in order to get us back. I mean, from a casual standpoint, of course, you want to take a little break in, you know, relax a little bit before you go back and try to mash all the buttons again. We're speedrunners, we want to go as fast as possible, so, well, we're just losing some time here. Also, in the corner of the room, somebody that we actually have seen already. Wait, is that the actual DARPA chief? Indeed. But let's not talk about that. Not important.
Okay.
Time for round 2 with another 3 rounds of the torture. Press the action button. Good luck.
How did you like that? Shall we go again?
Quick note on the side here, you see actually a red box next to his torture machine. This is where all our stuff's in there. And as a little hint, also on PC again, we can actually skip the section where we would grab our stuff, go behind the machine, and then suit up again. So hopefully it works, we'll see it. But yeah, this stuff in the corner, that's what we want to have. There we go. That's the torture done. Congratulations. You saved Metal. Alright. So how do we get out of this cell here? Well, we need to wait a little bit again, so Johnny leaves the room, but then a good friend Otacon suddenly appears and gives us some tomato ketchup. I don't know why he likes us. I don't know if we even saved him. I guess we should have seen some of these cutscenes. But this is not cutscene %, this is only 100%, so we don't watch those. As soon as Otacon comes in, we can use the ketchup to lie down on the floor and then pretend to have died. Somehow in a cell without anything there, just bleeding to their face. Checking quickly if he's coming. Of course, Otacon is invisible. And in this version of the PC game, we actually are not using our GPU to render this game. It is faster to render in software mode, so the game runs actually on our CPU. There we go, there's a boy.
Oh, jeez. He's coming back. See you
So again,
later.
we're just gonna lie down,
Wait.
put the ketchup on us, and then also we're gonna equip the door card quickly and unequip again, so it's ready for the last equipped. This is important because we're gonna actually kill Johnny, unfortunately, and in order to drop him faster, we need to re-equip the door card again. Another trick that we can do also on console in order to basically stop the animation from playing and get moving faster. There we go. We're standing up, actually behind Johnny, and if you're fast enough, as you can see, it doesn't even alert Johnny. And now watch closely. We're gonna use the weapon switch and hopefully reach the box at an angle. Oh, it was so close. So almost. You need to be a little bit more to the right.
It's one of the trickiest one of the game.
Yeah. You want to be a little bit more to the right to catch the box just at the corner, and then you have just enough time before the animation forces you to move behind the machine in order to go out the door. And I think we also have just got another item. The bomb in our inventory, but we don't throw it away yet. We actually want to use it a little bit later. What we're going to do now is actually we're going to grab the camera, which is in this, well, behind this boss cell. You know, explode ourselves through this door. There we go. Hold this one and then quickly grab the camera, another item that we need in order to complete it. And while we're at it, we just grab another C4. As you can see, all these turrets there, they usually are bothersome, but thanks to God Mode exploit, we just don't need to care about them. So let's quickly get out of here, go over to Snowfield again, and then we're good to go. I love the fact that you can throw guards from almost any angle, and they are just like, what happened? Did somebody throw me? And of course, before we leave this building also, there's another thing that we can capture here. We're going to quickly use the chat in order to distract the cameras. And now get also cardboard box A. In this room also, in the right corner, there would be the mine detector, but for the speedrun, of course, we're not going to take it here. We're actually going to grab the mine detector later, because there's also another options where we can grab this item. And Pazzy uses a very interesting technique here, which saves just a few frames, going through the door a little bit faster, using the grenade to damage boost himself into the trigger for the next level. Very cool display. This time we walk over the snowfield without the GME, because we have enough chaffs now for the rest of the run, so we literally just throw this here, so the turrets don't hurt us, and with a very precise walking path, of course, we can go through without any damage. And then let's see again through this new building, the technique how we can walk past these guards. Are you going to use the box version?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So instead of throwing the taffy, we're just gonna knock the wall, get this guard walking to us a little bit closer, and just go into the box. Just a box. Then
Oh,
you
no.
turn around. Oh, unfortunate. So the thing is, you want to throw the guard here, but because we want to also move faster, we always keep a weapon on hands. But you need to unequip a weapon, of course, in order to throw
Yeah, I
a guard.
forgot to unequip the weapon.
Yeah, if you forget that, of course, it's not that good. So we have to set a
Okay.
reset here quickly. No problem, just a few seconds lost. Honestly, at this stage in the game, it's good so far. It's not a major boo, so it's fine. Let's see it again, done proper.
I'm gonna do the chef one.
Okay, we don't know, just do the chapter one, just go. That's fair. So see it again, he throws it to the right, the guy walks over there and is like, what the hell? We throw the dude and then we can just move past him. No big deal. Again, very interesting tech that the TAS of this game showed us, and yeah, it also works on the console and PC version if you time it right. So now we actually go down instead of the B1 into level B2, and we're gonna need a few more items actually, so we have the completion. So what we're gonna grab here again is the thermal goggles. I wanted to say heat vision goggles, but it's not correct. It's thermal goggles.
Yes.
And also moving up into B1, we're gonna grab a few more items. Medicine and diazepam. The diazepam actually is a calming medicine, which would gives us no shaking for the wolf fight. But because we are that good as speedrunners, we play this game daily, 10 hours a day for the last half year, we can play without that. Okay, maybe I overdid a little bit, but we play this game a lot for sure. So moving on here, we have the medicine, the diazepam, night vision goggles, and then in the room next here, that is the medicine. You can actually catch a cold in this game if you stay for too long in the open here, and that's what we need the medicine for. And now we again go out of bounds for the next room, and I'm gonna be quiet so Pazzo can count his steps. There we go. So this was the out of bounds section. Again, I was quiet so Pazzo could count the steps. It's very precise. And then we're going to go to Tower A. What we want to do is we cook this grenade and throw it in here in order to skip cutscene that would play usually after this door opens, and that allows us to walk through this tower a little bit faster then. We'll do this on console and of course PC. This whole interaction is sadly forced on us, so if you want to play this on extreme and big boss, don't worry, this alert does not count, because we have a few ones that are forced on us anyway, so that's okay here. But the cool thing is, again, using GME, we cannot also move past door triggers or level loading triggers that allows us to go out of bounds. I mean, we're also in guard mode, so we can just walk past all of these guards. So to be fair,
Is there a problem?
no, everything's fine. We're good.
Okay.
But yeah, again, as you can see, Paz is just doing so well. I bet he could do it also without this guard mod exploit. This whole section takes like 2 minutes and there's literally nothing we can do really. But as I can also ensure it again, if we go to the top, we also go out of bounds again and we skip a few cutscenes just in order to go down again. It's a bit weird. This level design is just us going up and then all the way down again. But oh well. Bit of exercise, why not? I mean, it's Alaska after all, it's cold. And now we're at the top. We can move out of the way and then walk on over. So get ready again. We're gonna use the Goblin exploit in order to not trigger a few cutscenes. And actually skip the next one also that can play. And then we're gonna take a long way down again. Usually we don't have that many items here, so that's cool. takes a bit longer before all these items have inventory to go through, actually to get the rope. Now there's a certain path here, 2 variations where you can go down, either to be fast or to go damageless. And I think Paz is going for a little more secure damageless version. No, almost damageless, I guess. At least the hind doesn't shoot him and slow it down. That's the major issue, really. If the hind shoots you, you are stopping immediately your movement going down. And of course, we don't want that to happen. We want to continue moving down as fast as possible and for long as possible. And there we go. That's like 40 seconds. Now, there's usually guards waiting at the top of this walkway. We're just gonna use the genie again. Also, this door is frozen. But if you use C4 from the outside, we can open it. Of course, as we are completionists, we quickly want to open the door here. I don't know for who, but hey, it's open now. So the next thing that we're gonna grab is the stinger, and that actually completes our selection for the weapons. And we have 10 out of 10. Well then, let's move down here, right? We need to go to Metal Gear. There's no problem, you just walk down the tower and then on to the next help. Oh, dang it, somebody broke the stairs. Well, it looks like it's manageable, so the fun thing is actually, if you play this game on the GameCube for the Twin Snakes, that drop is actually very high, a few floors, but yeah, on the original release, it looks like you could make it, but nah, Snakes have like, I want to kill the hind that's flying around me, so he takes all the way up again, just as he was almost at the bottom, to fight the hind. Here's another cool thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna switch weapons again to walk into the cutscene. We usually would need to stand here for a few seconds and then quickly move on again. We're going to use, of course, our GME in order to be invulnerable against these turrets and then make our way upstairs as soon as possible. There's 2. There's 3. And then soon there's 4. Counting with Metal Gear Solid. Are you having fun so far, Pazzo?
Oh yeah. Except for the death I had in the new building. It's okay. It's a good run.
Absolutely, a very fine run. So we are gonna get ready now for the hind. We're gonna take this ladder here in order to go up. We only have 6 shots in our inventory right now, so we're gonna be very precise because the hind is split in 2 halves. The first one gets done after 6 shots, so if you're good, you don't miss any of these. And then we need to cage him in the second half. There we go, that's 2. The cool thing is that you can actually use the animation of this helicopter, so it always flies over your head, back and forth, and if you time it right...
I got it.
Oh yeah, that
was very lucky.
Yeah, for sure. Coming back. And just one more.
And I missed.
Ah, that was close, yes. So the good thing is in the bottom right there's another set of stinger ammo. So we just need one more now. There we go, that's the first half done. You want to be as fast as possible though, because this hind can actually drop down below the building and we can't damage him there. And especially because we're playing on easy difficulty, the hind actually hides longer. On the extreme difficulty, for example, he's much faster there to annoy us again, but this is PC version again, as we said. Everything after Wolf 1 fight is just walk in the park. So the hind actually does not does any damage here, but it's very annoying if we don't manage to stop him from dropping down. So I think it's a lot.
Oh, he's not coming.
Ah, it's a slow version. You can actually cage him there then. You can catch him on the other side. Yeah, he will stay here. So what we want to do is to constantly shoot at him, so he walks a little bit left and right maybe, but basically he will stay above us the whole time. If you want to have the IR war triggered, you want to be having this cycle. Usually though, for most of the cases, he will actually fly over to the other side. And that's why Paz was actually looking opposite this side. 2 more shots. Oh, please be fast. Don't drop.
Okay. That was a really lucky hindy. I got really lucky. Yes. Didn't go down.
Yeah, I was almost about to go down, I think, but no problem for you. You got it. Yeah, so that's the hind fight. Again, very trivial on PC, no matter which difficulty you play, because we have this God mode exploit. And if you just want to play the fastest version of this game, I guess that is PC. And there we go. We can even stand in the open here while he's shooting us. That's no problem. Alright, but now we actually make our way down, right? So, usually, because we have God mode exploit and everything, we can walk out of bounds, and we only walk down halfway, where the elevator would come, and we can drop down immediately to the Wolf 2 fight. But this is not only PC version on all bosses, this is also 100%. So we said we also fight all the mini bosses. The Cell fight is a mini boss, and of course the so-called 4 horsemen that will happen in the elevator. That one counts as well, so we're gonna fight these. There's also another one coming later, but we get there when we get there. First we gotta walk down all those stairs again. What's really cool is if you play this on console and don't have enough chaps. If you time it right, you can also throw grenades just before going down this corner and throw them at an angle so the grenades actually explode and kill the turrets. It's a very fun thing to do. Can recommend practicing that. But nevertheless, we're right now here at the elevator. We're gonna press the button so he comes down as soon as possible. And the fastest way we will see getting all of these down is just mashing buttons, choking them out one by one. We've tried using explosives, slingers, anything. It's just not faster. And the good thing is, again, having GME, we don't care. Like, we're just gonna choke them out. They can't hurt us. So
Snake.
again, a bit trivial, but
Now die.
of course belongs into the completion category.
Oh,
Come on.
okay, that's okay. That's okay.
That's fine. There we go. So that's the 4 horsemen fight. Right, so we're just gonna make our way now, the usual, basically, walking past all of these turrets here, and then we move on to the Wolf 2 fight. So the Wolf 2 fight is kind of stressful for everyone when they do the all bosses or 100% category. Because Wolf, in the second instance here, she can walk a lot of distance left and right. And in the middle, especially when she crosses between those 2 halves, there's a hill where she can't be hit. So we're hoping that she stays in one half. Starts there on the left. Looks good.
Oh, no.
She's going back and forth. She will stay
No,
on the
it's
left
okay.
side for now. So there's
But now
like...
she's on.
Yeah, she's like 12 spots, so she's staying on the left. And we can just try to shoot her behind these trees, of course, with the stinger, but there we go. If we have enough ammunition, of course, we also spam a little bit of PS2-1 in order to shoot it down as fast as possible. Just go left again.
That's
Yeah, she can go left and right sometimes. There's an order that she goes between, back and forth. So it's a little bit predictable, but if she just changes her direction, it's gonna make for yeah. So what Pazza just tried is using this animation in order to there we go, skip the level up sequence, which you got. That will save in 9 seconds in total. Usually we would stand on this field and just wait for the healing up sequence and all that. But what we can do is actually again use our weapon switching. There's another card box. We almost have all the items. And with the weapon switching, we can move past this so-called death barrier as soon as we health is down to 0 from Wolf 2.
I got the best
Okay.
RNG for Wolf 2, by the way.
Yeah, the left side is extremely good. She was almost only behind those trees. Didn't mostly shoot him. Very, very lucky there. And now we're moving on to the next mini-boss fight here at the elevator. Twin Snakes, the elevator comes up immediately, but here for the old version we need to go between those 2 rooms and then the elevator is immediately there. So let's see a very quick version. He's going to go into GME, fire 2 slingers and a C4, and should be done in 12 seconds.
Puzzle delivery.
Exactly, the so-called puzzle delivery. I love it. It's so clean, it's so fast. Good stuff. But it's 2 of the No, actually, there's 3 out of the 3 mini bosses.
Yeah.
On the big boss's side, we only have a few more to come. And after the elevator, we're gonna meet Raven. And Raven, well, it's just always considered a Joe-Fay, basically. It's always one of the last ones to beat. And even on console, he's a little bit broken, so we have easier strategies. But especially on PC, we start the fight immediately, going into Goblin Exploit, and then just shoot him down with the Nikita. Another thing that we can do with this so-called Goblin Exploit, we can not only go past level triggers, we can also move past coded triggers. Because on this elevator, going up and down, also later again, usually we get phone calls, but if we are in this Goblin Exploit, we will not touch, basically. Our hitbox does not hit the codec calls, and we can, while we can skip them immediately on the PC version, we will never have them open our inventory anyway. Alright, now we're getting ready. So, look closely. It'll be over in just a few seconds. Going into Jimmy. Switching our weapon over here. We're gonna start with 1 shot. And then we switch over to the Nikita. We have 7 shots that will just do enough damage to bring it down to 1 HP. So that's why we need the opening shot. And the cool thing with the Nikita is that there's a little LED. This LED blinks twice, just shoot again. That's the exact amount of time that you need in order to wait for the iframes to go away. And 1 last. And that's it. Brilliant. So after another phone call, we're getting ready here. And in this room, this is the best version and the fastest one where you can grab the mine detector. This is the second out of 3 options where you can grab it, and this is definitely the fastest one. So literally just walking past these turrets, and there we go, another item. Plus we also immediately have all the ammunition that we need for the Stinger weapon for later when we fight Rex. There we go. This is it. Metal Gear Rex. So we have a few codec calls here that we need to take by Autocon. And we have also the option in order to continue moving whilst the call is coming in. But for most people, it's still faster to just take the call, quit it immediately, and then continue moving. So while it is cool that we can continue walking despite being called, in this instance right now for these 3 calls coming in, mostly it is faster. As we can see right now here, if you do it, you are already able to take the ladder down on the first frame possible. And now Paz is gonna throw a stun here in order to distract the guard. And then just move past him. No problem. And we want that a lot actually, because here is now finally, after almost, I think, 3/4 of an hour, time for the moment that we've been waiting for. The PAL key has been shot out of our hand in the cutscene beforehand. And once we go down, if we have 11 or more alerts, the PAL key won't be eaten by a rat. But instead the PAL key will be in one of 7 locations downstairs. 6 to the left and 1 to the right. So we're gonna walk first to the 6 to the left, hope that it's there, and if we are very unfortunate, we're gonna lose a lot of time because we need to walk over from the left side to the right side to go for the 7th position. So let's hope it will be right under the bridge, also known as PAL position 6. That's the fastest one, and if it's really bad, you have to walk all the way to the right. So good luck.
Thanks. Hope so. Oh, nice.
There we go. That is PAL position 5. Second best option. Barely loses any time really, so that is very good. And now we begin with the beloved PAL sequence, where we insert the normal key, then cool it, insert the cold key, then heat it up again, and then insert the heated key. Then thankfully Metal Gear Rex will be deactivated, because as we heard beforehand in the cutscene, they activated Rex, and they're gonna plan a nuclear launch. So of course we want to stop them.
Of course.
Like, we're the good guys, we stop them.
Nothing surprising is gonna happen. We know. So, this time, because we don't have enough stuns right now,
You can also shoot with the FAMAS in order to hold the attack key and the crouch key. You can continuously moving forward. And usually, leaving this room here, we would also need to stop because the camera sees us and alerts, and we would be forced to stand still. But thankfully, again, to the weapon switching, we can continuously moving. Previously, there was a strat where you can delay yourself a little bit and move past the camera without an alert, but well, we found out there's weapon switching and that allows us to move on, so we're just like, well, I guess we take the alert. Of course, if you're on the extreme or going for big boss rank, you only have one free alert, 3 are forced into you, and if you have more than 4 alerts, you lose the big boss rank, so we don't do that here. But this is easy, there's no big boss rank, so we're just gonna move on. It was actually found, like, I think late in 2020, when D-Limes13, who had all the records at once, 42 at the time, throughout all the console versions, all the PC versions, all the different categories. We found out if we have these enough alerts, it's actually worth it time-wise to get this variant of the PAL key finding. But right now we're just gonna cool down. I'm just gonna look at his watch, waiting 61 seconds in order for the key to change. And I'm gonna be quiet because I'm quickly needing new water. Be right back.
So yeah, I have to wait 61 seconds for the PAL key to cool. I'm cooling the PAL key right now, and then I'm gonna have to warm the PAL key, and it takes 61 seconds. Are you back?
I am back. There's also audio cues that you can use. So for example, when the music goes from a high note of the choir back to a low note, and then once the female voices come back in again, that's the time also as a cue. So right now the key should be cold, and we can insert it. We're just going to use Jimmy here again, just to move past these turrets.
Yeah, I could go without GME, but
yeah,
safer.
We can also throw a chaff. Yeah, we can also throw the chaff, not to delay your movement, but well, always depends. It's only really a few frames difference there, so that's fine. So once again, we make our way back here. And if you think this takes too long, if you wish us to be even faster, just a quick shout out, we have a community pool here about like $2,000 we'll give you if you find a way for us to skip all of these key switchings. Can be random code execution or something else, but yeah. If you find a way to make this even faster, in order to skip all this backtracking, you're welcome. You get a lot of money from us. And even if you don't, I still recommend, if you want to learn how to run these games, any other game in the Metal Gear or Metal Gear Solid series, join us on our Discord at metalgearspeedrunners.com. Paz also said in the beginning that we had a tournament where we found a lot of new strats, and we are currently in development and working, maybe doing a Twin Snakes on GameCube tournament. So if you want to be part of that, also again, join us. Now that we inserted the cold key, it's time we move all the way back again to the blast furnace in order to heat the key. But since this is also 100%, there's another thing that we need to do there, because there's also the so-called body armor, another item that we need in order to have all, I think 31 items. Actually have the source open here. Yeah, 31 we can collect in total. So the thing with this is basically not everything we can do. We could collect a few more items, but we limited ourselves basically to new game only. Because after we finish the game, depending on what ending we have, we get also another item. So we are going currently for the Meryl ending, where Meryl will give us a bandana, another item. But if we were choosing the Otacon ending, we would get the stealth item. And if we were playing from a new game plus save and get both endings back to back, we also get another item, which is the tuxedo. So at least from my side, maybe in the future when we're coming back, maybe we're gonna do 200%. Could be a fun idea. We're working on it just as we're working on this definition of 100%. So, of course, again, stay tuned.
Oh.
What happened?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Everything's alright.
Everything is good? Okay.
Yeah. Tech just needed to quickly visit somebody else. So that was probably the sound you heard. Everything's fine. So, Pazo, while we have time, how about a very quick interview? How are you doing, buddy?
I'm fine, thanks.
Cool. So, what other games are you playing besides Metal Gear Solid 1?
I run MGS1, MGS2, MGS3, and I started running Twin Snakes really recently, like 3 or 4 days ago. So
Awesome. So yeah, if people want to see you play this game or any other game, of course, go to twitch.tv/ILL_PAZZO Il Paso.
exactly.
Right now we're gonna look at the watch again because we're gonna need to wait at least the 61 seconds. But we also need to move on to the next room in order to grab the body armor. Yeah. And usually we would wait here for the steam to go away, but again, thanks to Goblin exploit, we just continue walking. There's the body armor. Now we have almost all the items. Problem is that when we do these level transitions here and there, we lose a little bit of time because the transition time does not count for the PAL key phase change. Sadly, the in-game time still continues here, so it's a bit back and forth really when the game time continues, the IGT, and when basically the card changes. We would love, for example, that when you open the menu that the in-game time also wouldn't progress, but that's it.
That's why I'm gonna wait more than 61 seconds. I'm gonna wait actually 65 seconds, just to be sure.
That sounds good. And of course, before you leave the room, you can also always check the card, but no, we're not gonna do that today. We're gonna be certain that we have the hotkey now. Very nice. The real problem is, like, even if you leave the room too early and then check and see it's not changed, that's even worse, I guess. Because the problem is, if you leave the room too early and the card has not changed, we will actually need to go back in again and wait the whole 61 seconds again. So, yeah, you really want to make sure before you leave the room that the card has changed to the phase that you need. But everything will be fine, right? We're gonna bring the hotkey down. We're gonna insert it, Metal Gear Rex will be deactivated, and then we finish the game.
Exactly. That's what's gonna happen.
I was trying to set up a little glitch, which is very fun.
With the crows.
Yeah. Funny thing with jamming in here, you can usually not use weapons that need the radar in order to work, and that is also the Nikita. But again, thanks to hotkeys and weapon switching, we can still use them. It's also in the new building where actually the nanomachines in the body would prevent us from using weapon keys. But another way, for example, where you can walk past these guards instead of throwing a chaff, you can just literally use the PSG-1 and shoot them inside the new building. That's how broken this game is. And we still continue playing it, right? That's the funniest thing about it. Like, we don't care. And I mean, both you and I, we both started like half a year ago playing this game. We both were in the tournament, and we just can't stop. And for the final time, we're gonna move past here now. So far, we're looking actually very good for the time. should be easily underestimated. But will
Yeah.
it be? Well, probably not. Sadly, because of the death.
I don't know. Well, I messed up the hindy a little bit and I died in the nuke building, but otherwise that was a solid run, I think, so you're probably not far from the PB, I think.
Yeah. Current PB of yours is 1 hour and 9 minutes and 36 seconds, if I understood you correctly earlier.
33 seconds.
Nice. And yeah. Again, as soon as we make it officially, I think I will also probably sit down and play it a little bit. And if I saw that correctly, we just saw a frame perfect execution there of a few tricks. So normally we would be inside this room, needing to call article and everything. But again, thanks to GME shenanigans, we can also go outside of this room. Baz is going to set up a trick here with this box, which will actually set him back inside again. But also, when he's inside, he allows him to walk through the wall. And exactly that is what happened here. He was inside the wall and continued walking. There we go. Yeah. Again, we're using now GME in order to be invulnerable here against Rex, and then shooting a bunch of times. 6 times the first phase and 6 times the second phase. If you time it right, you will barely see any of the hitboxes here. That was perfect, no missed shot there. Now we need to wait for this Grey Wolf, Grey Fox dialogue, and then it goes direct into second phase. Here's an interesting tidbit about the game. There's a lot of dialogues if you want to shoot, but the funniest thing is if you're actually out of stinger ammo, Snake will say, "I can't do it, I'm out of ammo." As if to say if he had ammo he would shoot, but we know for certain he won't. It's one missed rock in there, it's no problem. So continue, we definitely have more than enough here in order to serve Rex well. And again, thanks to GD, like there's no problem really here. Just need to wait. Never missed, and there we go. Alright, so Pazzo will now take the headphones off. That is because he needs to focus right now. The sounds of the game are not in sync with what he needs to do, because fighting Liquid in speedrunning is a little bit different from what you would expect. So what we want to do is we're going to trap Liquid in the corner on top of Rex, and we're going to punch him twice. Not kicking, just punching him twice, over and over again, which is called the Liquid Infinite. And if he does it well, he won't drop it, and only at the end needs to kick him down. So have at it, Snake. Brilliant, that was perfect execution. Now, because we saved Meryl, of course, we have Meryl at the ending here.
Damn, a surveillance camera.
Fantastic display of skill.
Damn, no keys.
Right, so we want to make our way down here to the car, and as soon as possible grab the guard that's coming down here. It's the only one that will push us, the other ones will stay a little bit back, and as long as we hold them, we won't be attacked. Just gonna need to wait here, and then hop onto the wagon as soon as possible. There we go. Explode the way through, and that's the first part done. Welcome back.
I'm back.
Great Liquid fight.
Thank you
Alright,
very much.
we're moving on now. Sorry, we're moving on now to the first checkpoint. We can align ourselves with the corners of the wagon here, and then we're just gonna shoot the barrels as soon as possible.
Okay, Snake, let's
And then
go.
for the next checkpoint, we're gonna align ourselves at this pillar, and then we will be right in contact for the 3 guards. The guards will be done in left, right, and the middle order, and that's the easiest way, because the middle one is the worst shooter.
We'll never make it. Snake, clear a path.
There we go. Looks very clean, only got shot once. If you're very lucky, you don't get shot here at all, so there's a lot of time, but well, at least once is more often than anything.
It's really rare.
Yeah. And there's still Liquid, he's still alive. He said
How?
even we would fall and die from the fall damage, but well, I guess this game does not have fall damage. It's alright, we're gonna shoot 16 shots into him. We try to had as clean follow-up shots as possible. Almost the ones there. That still counts as a transition shot. There we go.
Yeah, I missed one.
Yeah. If you hit him 5 times early and follow up also in the tunnel, you can also go out of the tunnel section after 2 shots, not 3. Saves a little bit of time because you can actually shoot him earlier. Because in the tunnel he's always crouching down and you can't hit him. But outside of here you can actually shoot him earlier again. Alright, so we're almost at the end. Time will come after the codec and after 14 seconds when the score word on the screen appears. You're gonna of course
That's a
call that
decent
out
escape.
Yeah, the cool thing is we have no credits here, we can skip them right away. So in roughly 20 seconds we have time coming up. So get ready as soon as the score word appears.
Time. PB!
Congratulations. Yeah, it's a PB! By like
I
30
told you.
seconds.
Yeah. If I didn't die in the nuke building, that could have been way faster.
Yeah. Probably because we also changed the route just today, just before the marathon happened. So
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you very much. As I said, it's a really new category. It's not an official category so far, so we're still finding some new strats and stuff for the run, so it can be way faster than what it is right now.
Exactly. And just to make sure, yeah, we had 30 items. I said we have 31. And as you can see at the bottom of the screen, we also have gotten now the bandana because of the mirror ending. And that makes 31 items, 10 weapons, and 7 codec cards, which makes this one 100% completed. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
GG, what a run. Thank you so much for showing this to us. And I can't actually believe that you PB'd when we had to restart the stream once. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that just
yeah.
shows you. You can actually, you can improve this by so much.
Oh yeah, I can improve it by a minute right now. As I said, it's a new category, so...
Very cool. All right, then. Thank you so much, Completithon, for having us. That was us here with Metal Gear Solid. Il Pazzo as the runner. Houstis, that's me, as the commentator. We both stream this game, we both play this game, and of course we want to invite you. If you want to learn it again, go to MetalGearSpeedrunners.com and join the Discord. Great community if you want to learn this game or any other in the saga. It's really fun, and of course, again, thank you for having us.